In the Empire of Orizon, your life is not your own. It belongs to the Pulse. High above the clouds, the sovereigns live in palaces of light because their veins hum with the power of 12 stars. But for those below, there is only the starfall. 3 years ago, the Empire stood in silence as a 10-year-old boy named Kaelen stepped toward the resonance pillar. He didn't just ignite the stars, he set them ablaze. 1, 2, 5, 9. By the age of 11, he had reached the 10th star, a feat that usually takes a lifetime of hard work and discipline. He was the chosen heir, the golden pulse. But perfection invites poison. On the eve of his ascension, the High Sovereign, fearful of a power he couldn't control, declared Kaelen a traitor. They didn't just exile him. They performed the Shattering. In front of a jeering crowd, they ripped the resonance from his body. Kaelen watched as his 10th star flickered and died, leaving him with a shunya, 0 rank, a hollow shell. The world thinks Kaelen is a ghost, a broken boy digging in the dirt, but they forgot one thing. You can shatter a man's power, but you cannot shatter his mind. Tonight, the 0 begins his calculation. We find Kaelen now in the Miasma Mines, a subterranean hell where rank 0 slaves harvest aether ore. The air is so thick with toxic dust it tastes like copper. Most slaves here last a month before their lungs fail. Kaelen has lasted 3 years. Why? Because while others swing their pickaxes with desperation, Kaelen swings with ekagrata, absolute focus. He has spent years observing the rock. He doesn't strike the stone, he strikes the flaw in the stone. He has developed what he calls structural sight. To him, the world isn't made of objects, it's made of stress points and leverage. His cousin Vayne, now a rank 8 pulse guard, walks the catwalks. Vayne is the embodiment of arrogance, the greatest enemy of any warrior. He mocks Kaelen daily, throwing scraps of food into the mud just to watch the former prince crawl. Vayne said, "Dig faster, Hollow."
Vayne said, "Dig faster, Hollow. Maybe if you find enough ore, the High Sovereign will give you back a single pathetic star." Kaelen doesn't look up. He is counting the seconds between Vayne's steps. He is measuring the weight Vayne puts on his left heel. He is a predator disguised as a victim. In the cursed sector of the mines, Kaelen unearths a relic, a dull, matte black ring. This is the Void-Ring, the final gift from his mother, a secret kept from the sovereigns. When he slides it on, he isn't met with a burst of power. He is met with a ghost. The Architect. You want revenge? Revenge is a fire that consumes the house. I will teach you to be the wind that blows the house down. But first, you will cut the levin vines. For weeks, instead of training with a sword, Kaelen is forced to use a rusted, blunt sickle to clear the electrified levin vines from the mine's cooling vents. It is grueling work. The vines shock him. The sickle hurts his hands. He screams in frustration, demanding to learn a Class 2 technique like the vacuum hand he's heard of. The Architect. Patience, boy. If you cannot feel the vibration of a single vine, you will never feel the blind pulse of a rank 8 warrior. Intellect is the weapon. The body is only the handle. Kaelen begins to understand. He stops fighting the vines and starts feeling their rhythm. He learns that even a low-level tool can be lethal if you know where the tension is held. The tension breaks when Vayne targets Leah, a rank 5 hollow guard who has been secretly feeding Kaelen void silt, a medicinal sludge that mends shattered veins. Vayne intends to break her arm to teach the slaves a lesson. Kaelen steps into the light. The mines go silent. A rank 0 slave challenging a rank 8 sovereign? It's not a fight. It's an execution. Or so they think. Vayne charges, his fist glowing with the Nova Strike. The sheer mass of his energy should crush Kaelen. But Kaelen remembers the Architect's whisper. A giant's greatest enemy.
A giant's greatest enemy is his own weight. Vayne swings. Kaelen doesn't dodge away. He slides into the strike. He uses the first lesson of the vine. He feels the vibration. At the exact millisecond Vayne shifts his weight to his front leg, Kaelen strikes the lateral-collateral ligament of Vayne's knee with his rusted sickle. He doesn't use strength. He uses physics. The rank 8 sovereign collapses. Not because Kaelen was stronger, but because Kaelen made Vayne's own 250-pound frame work against his own joint. The unbeatable guard is screaming in the dirt, his pulse armor shattered from the inside out. Kaelen stands over his fallen cousin. He doesn't feel joy. He feels the heavy burden of his vow. He takes a crimson cloth, the same color as the blood on the mine floor, and ties it around his eyes. Kaelen, I will not look upon this world again until I have dismantled the spire that built it. You rely on your stars. I rely on your flaws. He turns and begins the long walk out of the mines. He doesn't remove his slave chains. Instead, he lets them drag behind him, a rhythmic warning to every sovereign in the city above. The sovereigns think they are safe in their light. They don't realize that in the dark, an architect has found the crack in their foundation. The starfall was just the beginning. The void is coming. Are you ready for the collapse? Subscribe to join the revolution in Episode 2, The Hunter's Gamble.